I'd like to present our full-stack web application built with modern technologies. On the front end, we used React and TypeScript. React helped us create a dynamic UI with reusable components, and TypeScript improved code quality with type safety. We use Vite as our build tool for fast development and quick reloads. To ensure the front-end works correctly, we used React testing library. It allowed us to write tests that focus on how users interact with the UI, helping us to catch bugs early and maintain stability. And on the backend, we choose Node.js and Express to build a RESTful API. It gives us a simple and efficient way to handle rows, logic, and requests. For authentication, we used GVT to manage secure and stateless user sessions. Our database is PostgreSQL, chosen for its reliability and strong support for relational data. We use Docker to containerize the whole app, making it easy to run and deploy in any environment. To ensure continuous integration and delivery, we use Circle CI. It helped us automate testing and building processes which each code push. We also integrated GitHub Actions for custom workflows. For hosting, we use AWS, which gives us full control over the server and allowed scalable, secure deployment of. Let's now go to our application. Here we can see our form for sign in, but if we do not have an account, we can create a new one. Let's create our name, email, password, and click sign up. So this is a simple full-stack to-do app where users can create, view, update, and delete tasks. It's a classic CRUD application designed to show clean UI and solid API integration. Here we have form for adding to-dos. Let's add new to-do, another one, and one more. So we have 3 buttons, all active and completed, and each to-do can be edited or deleted. Like that. And that's how our filter buttons is working. Each to-do is stored in a Postgres database, and we have a standard RESTful API rows. So that's all.
The CD continuous development process starts with building front-end and back-end and databases. The build uses npm CI to install dependencies. Then it runs tests using npm run test, and then builds using npm run build. A similar process is done to a backend build and database. The next thing which is happen after the builds are complete successfully, the Docker creates images. The build Docker job starts and it setups a Docker environment, builds Docker images, and that's the Docker with all the things he's doing. Then next it logs to the Docker hub and uses stored environmental variables. As we can see, they'll be here. That's Docker hub password, Docker hub username. And then pushes Docker images to Docker hub. As we can see over here. The next, what happens, it's a deployment phase, which everything is deployed to AWS, EC2. It is connecting to EC2. CircleCI uses SSHE securely connect to our EC2 instance. The SSH connection is configured using environment variables and stored SSH key, which we have here in AWS. That's the file we downloaded before. And our environmental variables are stored here in CircleCI. So we can see they over here. And that's our yeah, as we can see, that's how the process look like. Then our next files are transferred by deployment scripts. It's a file called deploy.sh and database migration file init.sql. And files are transferred from CircleCI to the EC2 instance. And the files are stored in the home directory of the deployer. Then deploy sh script is executed on the EC2 instance via SSH. And that script handles pulling the latest Docker images from Docker hub, stopping and removing old Docker containers if they exist, and starting new Docker containers for both front and backend and the database with the updated images. Environment variables such as API keys or configuration settings are either passed via the script or pre-configured on the EC2 instance. And the Docker run commands inside the deployed sh script, and it includes environment variables to ensure that the containers are correctly configured. Our CD process on AWS using CircleCI involves building and testing the application, creating and pushing Docker images, deploying the images to an AWS EC2 instance via an SSH-based script, managing and running Docker containers directly on the EC2 instance. And this is our application. As we can see, it's using Amazon instance. So we can see it's secure. We need to create new account. And
Hi everyone, my name is Jem. My student number is X181916881, and I'm in the higher diploma degree for web development, and the module I'm taking is the DevOps module. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to demonstrate a live showcase of making a change in the front end, and that's going to initiate the CI/CD build, and then we'll hopefully see the change that we've intended displayed on the front end. So let's dive right into it. This is currently what the site looks like. So as you can see, I want to make a change to this add to do button. I'm going to make it, at the moment it's default blue, and I'll just make it maybe yellow to match the on click or the on hover color. So let's go into it. Okay, so I want to change this. Yeah, but submit. Let's just make this yellow. And we go git add, copy, relative path. I find it just easier just to do this, especially when you have a lot of subfolders. So making front end change CI/CD, whoops, CI/CD demo. Now, oh, your branch is up to date. Why did it do that? Okay, nothing to commit that. Okay, so apologies. I guess I didn't press save, I think. Let's do that again. Yeah, that's looking good now. And then let's do a git push. Okay, so that's pushing the commit. Let's just make sure that it is. I'm waiting for the terminal. Okay, here we go. Now let's go to GitHub to make sure that it's also being reflected here. Okay, brilliant. So there it is. Good. Now let's go over also to our Circle CI. Okay, and that's also initiated a build process in Circle CI. Brilliant. So while that's happening, let's have a quick look also at our instance, because this takes some time. So this is our instance. Let me come out of there. So yeah, let's have a look at the root directory, all the files that are in it. So I guess the interesting ones here is the deploy.sh. I'll talk a little bit more about that. It's in a SQL creates all the PostgreSQL database on-prem on the server, and these private key and server cert are used for securing HTTPS connection between user and server in an encrypted way, of course. So let's have a quick look at the the deploy file. So this is what essentially initiates the I suppose the commands in order to sort of update our server. So we have some environment variables stored here. It's cleaning up the disk space on the server each time it runs. For some reason we're running out of disk space a lot, so this just does a quick clean. This stops the containers and it actually removes it, as you can see, remove back in front for the Postgres table. The container. Let's see, and then it's pulling the latest image from Docker. So the Docker repo being this one, so it's doing a pull. Oops, sorry, I didn't mean to click on that, but it's pulling it from there. Now let's go back to again our script here. Okay, and then yeah, it's removing the volume from the PostgreSQL database, and that's it. And then so it essentially updates the images that are served that are on the server. So if we actually have a look at what Docker containers or images there are, we go docker.pd. Docker.ps. Oops. So here we can see we have the the front end, the back end, and then DB, which is really important, and Postgres as well. Let's go back to our app or our CircleCI build. Okay, still running. Let's just refresh. So sometimes it takes a bit longer than other times. So let's just have a quick look. Okay, nearly there. Maybe while that's still doing its thing, we can have a quick look at the AWS instance as well. These are all the different ports that we had to create. This is where the front end is being served. So you'll note that when we go open address, this won't work. You have to put /80 like we did here, and then it would work. So if we try that here, it's a bit slow today though. Let's see. I have it open here already. I don't know, it's a bit slow at the moment. Okay. Oh, actually, I see that this is ready. So, okay, brilliant. So now let's test the app because that's what we're aiming to do here. So let's refresh. So remember, this is yellow, and then sorry, it's blue, and then on hover yellow. So I'm expecting to be completely yellow. Brilliant. So that works. So awesome, and then the app works as well. And that's it. That's our live demonstration of the CircleCI, our CI/CD process. Yeah, thanks very much.